Hi, and welcome to the final reveal video for the September subscription packs with YB Urban. So this was a really exciting month because we were able to use some pretty cool ingredients that we actually sourced ourselves from our farm. As many of you know, we raised bees for the first time this year, so we had a lot of ups and downs with our beekeeping experience, mostly ups, and we did really well with our honey harvest, even for the first time. And so I thought it would be really fun to be able to incorporate some of that fresh local honey into some of the products that we are offering and experimenting with this month. So that's extremely exciting. The other agricultural product that I have been working on for a while now, as some of you may have read my post in the Facebook group, I started a project called the Dandelion Project about 2 years ago, and I started harvesting dandelion root from our property as well as the blooms, and I did 2 different extract infusions with those. One of them was a organic alcohol extract with the dandelion roots, and the other was an organic oil infusion with the dandelion blooms, which I have not used that for anything yet. But in this particular pack, I went ahead and used the dandelion extract, which I had been planning for a long time. Both products to be used in some acne skincare products, and the reason for that is because dandelion has a lot of detoxifying benefits, both when it's ingested in like a tea or an extract or a tincture, and then also when it's applied topically to the skin. It can really help to detoxify the skin, drying out bacterias and just leading to a little bit clearer complexion and just healthier skin. So that was kind of the idea behind really focusing on the dandelions, and the fact that I have like a million of them in the spring outside of my house. So to be able to finally explore the end result of those efforts was extremely rewarding for me, and I'm really excited to talk to you about the product that came out of that as well. There was another ingredient that I've been really curious about for a long time, and that is avocado butter. So I sourced some organic avocado butter that is created right from raw avocados, and it is just a really remarkable ingredient, and we were able to use that this time too in one of our products. So let's get to it. I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of additional information about each product that you're going to be receiving this month. If you have already picked up your pack, you're going to be starting to use these. If not, you can pick up your packs this weekend in the store, and the ones that are being shipped will be shipped later today. And yeah, let's do this. Let's start here. We'll just start with this honey and avocado hair mask. So I don't know if any of you have used a hair mask, or back in kind of like the 80s and 90s, hot oil hair treatments became very popular, and I know I did a couple of those myself at times, and I thought that was kind of interesting. But one of the things about hot oil treatments is they're kind of messy, and so hair masks, I think, are a little bit kind of along the same lines. It is an oil and butter based treatment that you put on your hair and leave it on for a period of time and then wash it out. I do believe there are some hair masks that maybe you don't wash out. I think there's just probably a lot of different varieties of hair masks, but I was really excited with the way that this one came out, and I have used it myself, and I did think it felt really good on my hair, left my hair feeling really, really soft. And I think for most people, like, I feel like every day washing and conditioning, if you're using a quality product, especially a shampoo that's sulfate free and conditioners that are free of silicones, like the products that we create here, we create those specifically without those ingredients for a reason, because sulfates tend to be very irritating to the scalp. And then silicone-based conditioners do tend to build up in your hair. And so by removing those ingredients, we're still infusing the hair with lots of good moisturizers and cleansers and nourishing natural ingredients, but we're kind of removing some of those things that we end up having to deal with later on in some other way, which leads us sometimes to needing kind of some of these additional products. So I think if you have a daily hair care routine that works for you, you may not find that a hair mask may be something that you're in need of, but maybe you would just enjoy that little extra pampering. And that's kind of how I saw it. Like, I just enjoyed that, taking that time just to create this environment where my hair was kind of my focus, and I was able to just put on this really creamy, buttery hair mask, and then wrap my head in this nice warm towel and just sit on it for 15 minutes, and then, or excuse me, like 20, I think I did more like 30 minutes, for 30 minutes, and then hop in the shower and clean it out and just kind of see the results of that. And I do often get people coming into the store asking me what I use for my skin and hair care, and they often want to use the same products, because I do believe that I have a really healthy glow to my skin and my hair, and I do believe it has everything to do with the quality of products and ingredients that I use. And so this is a just kind of a little whipped butter and oil based recipe. It does have some other nourishing extracts in it as well, and you're just going to use this, like I said, just take out an amount, be generous, get it through all your hair. You can also use a comb to kind of comb it through to make sure it's evenly distributed. I have done, in some research I've read, that if you have oily hair, that you have oil, like an oily scalp or oily hair, you don't have to necessarily work this into the scalp. You can put it, about an inch down from the scalp and just use it on the hair shaft, and that way you're not using all that additional oil or adding to the additional oil if you're already finding that you have kind of some of that going on. But leave it in for 30 minutes and just enjoy the fragrance. The fragrance we used in this was essential oils that really are more for that experience, that relaxation, that kind of feeling pampered, and just allowing yourself to take in that fragrance while you're sitting on that formula with it in your hair. So definitely take some time for yourself in this experience, and just kind of sit on that and enjoy it and relax and just let it soak in. Let me know what you think. After you do your hair mask, you're going to want to shampoo. I actually shampooed it twice after I did mine. So I did include with this pack the Shampoo Bar. This is exactly the same bar that we currently sell in our product line that has become extremely popular, not just because of the environmental impact that it has by not having any packaging waste with it, but also because it just works really, really well, and it is a sulfate-free bar, which is really hard to find. In fact, I've never seen one before. So we formulated this kind of from a place of just, if I can't get a sulfate-free bar, I'm not going to make a shampoo bar. That was totally my intention. But when I discovered the ingredients and the formula, and put everything together in a way that really worked and got the right pH and all of that, I feel really, really good about this product. It's actually probably one of my most proud formulations up to this point in my career doing this. And so you're going to use that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the shampoo bar. If you want more information, you can go back to the video where we put this one out there, and I believe it was probably the second or third pack of the last subscription pack. So just go ahead. You can go ahead and look for that, or look for it in the Facebook feed and get a little bit more information on the shampoo bar itself. But we do currently have these for sale in our shop if you decide you love it and have not yet tried it. But as a companion to that, and one of the other reasons why I've included that in the pack, other than to kind of companion the hair mask, was also to companion our new conditioner bar. So what good is a shampoo bar, that environmental sustainability goal of kind of getting rid of that packaging waste, if you don't have a conditioner bar? Not to mention the ease of travel and all those other things with these bar products. So it was my goal this time to kind of round that line out with the conditioner bar. And so I think we have a good first attempt here. I'm not 100% that this is the final product. In fact, I'm kind of 100% it's probably not, but I'm putting it out there to kind of get from you guys what you think this needs to be different. What are the things that you like about it? What are the things that you don't love about it? How can we make this better? And I will just put out there that I've already restarted working on this formula, but I don't want to get too in depth with it without getting the feedback from you all, which is why we're here. And so this is the first attempt at this. I think there's a lot of great ingredients in here. My goal with this is to have it be very similar to our hair cream, just in a bar form. And so I want to use a lot of the same ingredients, a lot of the same ideas. But obviously some things have to be different because that's creamy and this is hard. And so obviously there are some formulation changes that have to happen, but I want it to perform very closely to the hair cream. So if you are currently using our hair cream, you are going to be a great source of information for us in terms of this. And if you're not currently using the hair cream, that's fine. You're using something, I'm assuming. So give it a comparison to whatever it is you're using and let us know what you think of this bar and what you think it needs to be better. And both the shampoo bar and the conditioner this time are in our cedar and rosemary scent, which we do have available in almost all of our hair care products currently. So with these products, we're actually getting super duper close to having what I would consider to be a full line of hair care, kind of meeting all those hair care needs. The one thing I do feel like we're missing is kind of either a texture cream or a pomade, which I think we're going to try to work on in the next pack. So if that's something you're looking for, I would really love your feedback if you would be more likely to use a wax-based pomade or more of a creamy, rich texture cream. I have already heard both. I have my own personal preference. I am very open to having both of those things available depending on what the market is asking for. And I'm always excited to try new formulas, of course. So in that respect, like, just really let me know, because I think that's what we're missing. And if you can think of any other hair type of product that you enjoy using from another company that you would love to see YB Urban take a go at, definitely let me know that too. And you can put those in the same comments with the conditioner bar as well. And I might do a little survey on that too going into the next pack, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So and the other product that I was talking about earlier that's made with some of those agricultural products from our farm is the Dandelion Blemish Roll-On. So this is a brand new collection. I'm calling this one YB Blemished. It was kind of either that or YB Spotted, but I thought this one sounded a little bit nicer. So a lot of people are having issues with adult acne due to mask wearing right now. And then adult acne is just a real thing. Like, some people just do have issues with that. And I think a lot of it comes from wearing makeup, and that makeup is generally pore clogging and is very rarely that great for our skin. I'm sure there are some makeups out there that are better than others, but I think that's one of the big issues with skin health, is that we spend so much time covering up our flaws that it actually creates new ones, if that makes sense. I'm personally not a makeup wearer, so I don't have a lot of insight into that, but I also find through most of my teenage and puberty, post-puberty years, even into college, I had horrible acne, and I also wore a ton of makeup. And once I stopped doing that was really when my skin was able to kind of breathe and clear up. And I'm not going to say I was wearing good makeup. I was probably wearing really cheap makeup, and it probably wasn't good for me. So I'm sure that some of you have different experiences with that as well. But I do recommend using this on a clean face. So this is basically just a roll-on, very similar to our essential oil roll-ons, same application as that. But the formula that's in here is actually a hydrosol based formula. So it's organic witch hazel hydrosol, and our witch hazel hydrosol is different from what you find in like drug stores and grocery stores, as it doesn't have any alcohol content. And so most over-the-counter or like general made mass-produced witch hazels have 14% alcohol in them, and this the witch hazel that we get does not contain any alcohol content. So that's good, because witch hazel is a natural astringent, and you don't necessarily want it to dry out your skin as much as you want it to kind of brighten and tighten the skin up. And then there's the dandelion extract. Now that is an alcohol extract, so there is a percentage of alcohol in that extract, but it's infused with all of these nourishing properties of the of the dandelion root. And so you can just see, I mean, when I infused that, it was a clear vodka. And then when it was done, it's this very, very deep brown color. And so so it's got all those like nourishing aspects of the dandelion root in there, and all those detoxifying and the amount of that in this formula is relatively low compared to the witch hazel. And then there's also a little bit of glycerin, because I didn't want this to be drying out, because that is one of the problems that happens with acne, is that your skin becomes dry, so it produces actually more oil than you would want. And so you do want your skin to remain moisturized while you're dealing with acne, and just try to alleviate some of the bacteria and the icky stuff that gets stuck in there and causes those pimples, all that inflammation that can sometimes get really painful and red. And so the witch hazel is really great for that too. And then the essential oils that are in this, tea tree, geranium, cedarwood, and grapefruit, are also all really great oils for extracting that bacteria and returning the skin to more of a normal type of pH, so that you don't get all that. And they're also really good for dealing with that painful inflammation. So the way that you would want to use this, again, I'm going to stress dry, clean face when you're using it. And I would say 2 to 3 times a day, just as a spot treatment. And it shouldn't take too long to start clearing up some of that persistent acne, or even just spot acne, or just some of those kind of random pimples or zits that pop up every so often. If you have a teenager who's currently dealing with an acne issue, like a persistent acne issue, I would encourage you to pass this along to them. I do have a few extras of these, so if you have multiple children who fall into that category, who would like to have their own rather than sharing with a brother or sister or mom, I'd be happy to pass those on as long as I have them. So just mention that when you come in to purchase your pack, or if you mention it on the video before I ship, I would be happy to send an extra one along with you for multiple children to be able to give that a try. This is the future. One of the future lines that I'm really going to be focusing on is this acne line. There's a few things I get asked for that I don't really have specific products for, and that is one of them. And I've really been focusing more on that mature skincare with our current skincare line, but I feel like that's a pretty complete collection at this point. So I'm going to be moving on from that and really starting to focus on other specialty skincares, and the acne line will be probably the next one, as my kids are kind of coming up into that point in their life. And I do think that if they've inherited my skin, that there's a good chance that one or both of them will be dealing with some of those acne issues that I dealt with as a kid. So moving on, we'll talk about the rose and coconut lip scrub. So lip scrubs are not something that I have had a lot of experience with using, but this was a really fun one to formulate. There's a lot of different textures available out there of lip scrubs. I think they go from being kind of creamy and cleansy to being very dry and sandy feeling. There's lots of different ways to make lip scrubs, and I went through a few different formulas of this already. And usually a lot of times you guys get my first formula, but my first formula, I didn't like it at all, and I wasn't even going to send it out to you guys. I already knew it didn't work. I wanted something that had more hydration than just dry sugar, and I wanted it to be something that actually had a little bit of body to it. So I did go with a beeswax based formula. There's also some organic coconut oil in this mix, and then the honey was added as kind of a way to make it a little bit more spreadable, and also sweeten it up a little bit. The sugar that we went with is organic coconut sugar, which I was really excited about because it's delicious. And you can use it as a 1-to-1 ratio, the same way you would use refined sugar in like baking, but the glycemic index of this is like so low compared to regular sugar. So this is an organic coconut sugar. I just found it at the local grocery store here in Ellsworth. But if you are concerned about your sugar intake, or if you're have somebody who's diabetic or pre-diabetic, or you're just feeling like that sugar is just kind of taking over your health and your wellness, like it often does for a lot of people, this could be a great way to do that. I'm not trying to plug organic coconut sugar, but I really like it. Like I think it's really a great alternative to regular sugar. What else is exciting about this? Oh, organic rosehip oil is another great hydrating oil that's just really good for, overall skin health. So the idea behind this would be that you would just take a little bit out onto a finger, making sure your hands are clean before you use it. You're going to want it to warm up just a little bit. It's going to be harder to spread at the very beginning because the beeswax does set up a little bit, but with just a little bit of body heat, it'll loosen up a little bit and allow you to kind of get in there with that circular motion along your lips, just kind of something like this. You're just going to rub that sugar and that oil and wax formula around on your lips. So what's going to happen is the sugar is going to exfoliate the lips, taking off all of that dead, dry skin. And then you're going to be left with a really easy to absorb the moisture lip consistency. So your lips, once you get all that dead skin away, and this is true for exfoliating your body too, once you get that dead skin and that dry skin out of the way, your body and your pores are much more able to absorb the moisture that you're putting on it, which is why exfoliation, at least, here and there, is really, really important. And so once you've done that, you're going to be left with a little bit of that sugar left on your lips, and you can either wipe it away with, I find a dry cloth works best for that, or you can feel free just to lick it. All of the ingredients in here are safe and edible. And then you're going to be left with what feels like you just put on a lip balm. This is a great formula to use in the evening. Go to bed, see how your lips feel in the morning, or just use it in the morning. I do find it applies much better to dry lips than wet lips, just because of the oil and wax-based nature of it. So give that a go, and I'm excited to hear what you think about not just the scrub itself and the texture and the consistency of it, but also the flavor, the scent of it. Like, I just think I got a little obsessed with the idea of lip scrubs after having used this. So I'm kind of a fan of the idea of using a lip scrub where I really didn't know anything about it before. So maybe you'll feel the same way. And finally, we have our essential oil blend. We are still working through those chakra blends. I'm really trying to complete that collection. Not sure if it will actually happen during this particular period, but by the time I'm done with this, I probably will have only 2 left. So that'll be exciting. So this month is really a cool, I had so much fun researching and discovering things about this chakra that I just didn't know before. I've studied chakras a little bit through my yoga training, which is great, and I understand the idea of chakras and kind of the benefits of having healthy flowing energy throughout your body, and the detriments of having that energy being blocked and kind of what happens there. But this was particularly interesting to me to formulate this oil because it really became more of a dual purpose oil. So this is the solar plexus chakra, also known as the Manipura chakra. And what's interesting about chakras is they not only create that energy flow in our bodies, but they also support healthy functions of the body. And this particular chakra is connected to some of our major digestive organs. So stomach, intestines, liver, kidneys. So when your solar plexus chakra is blocked, you can experience issues with digestive tract issues, with unhealthy liver and kidney function. So if you're having those kinds of issues, it could mean that you have some blocked energy in that area. So the oils that are in here that are recommended for a solar plexus chakra oil are not only good for that emotional support, where your solar plexus, think of it as the center of your body, like your powerhouse. Like when we're doing personal training, or when we're doing yoga or doing any kind of fitness or exercise, we're always talking about that core, and your core really does extend down to about your glutes and kind of into these upper abs, but that is the center of your physical power, and it's also the center of your emotional power. And so when we talk about the solar plexus chakra, we're talking about self-esteem, self-confidence, kind of that warrior presence, that knowing who you are, being comfortable in yourself and knowing what you are able to achieve, and drawing from that motivation and that knowledge to be able to just do whatever it is that excites you and motivates you and makes you want to be alive. And so you can draw a lot of energy from the center of our bodies and from this particular chakra. And then it also, the essential oils that are in this blend are known for their supportiveness to the liver, like lemon oil, to digestive, a little bit of ginger and peppermint oil. Rosemary oil is a big one in here. A juniper seed oil was another one that we put in. I used some clary sage just to ground this. And then we've got the brightness of the bergamot and the grapefruit in this mix as well. And it's just I'm loving this. And I will tell you, out of the bottle, it smells different, way different than sniffing it in the bottle. So if you smell it for the first time and it isn't for you, take it out of the bottle, put it in with some carrier oil, rub it on some of your pulse points, sniff it that way. Use the diffuser stone that's coming in your pack, throw a couple drops on there, let it diffuse a little bit, take a couple breaths with that, just kind of see how it makes you feel. But I actually do feel this essential oil drawing down to the center of my body and really giving me that sense of emotional power, knowing that I'm worthy, knowing that I have everything that I need within me to achieve the things in life that excite me and make me excited to be alive. And so that's really what I feel like this essential oil is meant to do. And I will say, of all the chakra oils, I did have a lot of fun doing the heart oil when I did that a couple of years ago, but this one really, this felt empowering to me to even be able to just create this oil for you guys. So I hope that you also enjoy it and get something out of that. So that wraps up this month's reveal video. So please, if you haven't already commented on the products from the last subscription pack, I really would appreciate if you would spend a little bit of time with each of those products. Even if you hated it, guys, that's so important to me to know that. I'm not looking for high praise on every product that goes out. That is not the purpose of this program at all. I want the criticism. I want to know what you did or didn't like. I want to know what did or didn't work for you. That is what this is all about. And if it did work for you, I want to know why. What did you love about it, so that when we do go back to revisit these formulas, we know what to do better and we know what not to take away from that experience. And so I'm just going to say again, just a big thank you to you all for being a part of this process and being a part of our company, and just allowing us to continue to move forward with education and knowledge and research about these ingredients, and just being able to be that kind of source in our community for wellness and healthy skin and healthy homes, and just a place to purchase, essential oils at fair prices and all of those things. You guys, you are a huge part of the whole being of this company, and it's just really important to me to make sure that I extend that gratitude to you anytime I can. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed these products. I look very much forward to seeing you as you're coming in to get your packs and to hearing from you on the Facebook page or in an email, depending on how you decide to reach out. So have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bye.